The GLC has been the best-selling Mercedes for years. That sentence used to mean a diesel SUV with a beige interior and a finance deal. It no longer means that. The electric GLC 404matic costs the same as the combustion version it replaces, makes 483 horsepower, and charges fast enough to make range anxiety feel like a solved problem. The BMW iX3 has more range and charges faster. Whether that matters more than what this car does to you when you sit inside, it is the entire argument. One walk-around. Everything you need to decide whether the electric GLC belongs on your shortlist or the BMW does. The front of this car in obsidian black metallic on the Salzburg Motor Show floor is the first Mercedes design in years that looks like it was designed with confidence rather than committee. The illuminated grille with its 942 individual backlit squares is either the boldest front-end decision in the segment or an expensive nightclub entrance. I think it works. In AMG Line trim, the lower air intakes are more aggressive than the standard car. The side sills pull the visual mass downward, and the 20-inch wheels fill the arches without looking like they are trying too hard. The proportions are subtly different from the combustion GLC. 84mm more wheelbase stretches the cabin without making the car look bloated. I have spent time in a lot of car interiors at motor shows. Sitting inside this GLC on the Salzburg show floor genuinely surprised me. The optional Hyperscreen stretches 39.1 inches across the full width of the dashboard in a single continuous glass surface. That is not a number. That is a cinema. The instrument cluster, the central touchscreen, and the passenger display are all one piece. In photographs, it looks excessive. In person, it looks like Mercedes finally committed to a design philosophy instead of hedging between screens and buttons. And then you notice the steering wheel. Physical scroll wheels. Mercedes brought them back after the touch-sensitive disaster on the previous generation. That one decision tells you someone at Stuttgart actually listened. The Artico and microfiber seats on this show car feel supportive and well-shaped. Ambient lighting traces the door panels and dashboard with a blue line that reads as restrained rather than nightclub. The rear passengers gain 47mm of legroom compared to the combustion GLC, thanks to the longer wheelbase and the flat floor that comes with a dedicated electric platform. I expected the tech to be impressive. I did not expect the interior to feel this. Consider. The one honest complaint, and I noticed it immediately, is that with the Hyperscreen turned off, you are looking at an enormous slab of dark glass that dominates the dashboard. It is a lot of screen. And the passenger display, if you do not spec the interactive version, is essentially a digital photo frame. That is a strange use of real estate at this price. Whether you forgive that trade depends on how much the screen matters to you when it is on. When it is on, it is the best interior technology in this segment. The charging architecture is the number that should worry the iX3. That figure is coming up. I opened the rear door and sat behind my own driving position. The flat floor is the first thing you register. No transmission tunnel, no raised center section. 3 adults can sit across the back without the middle passenger drawing the short straw. The 47mm of extra legroom over the combustion GLC sounds modest on paper. In person, my knees cleared the front seat back by a comfortable margin, and I am not short. Headroom is generous too, 17mm more than before. Even with the standard panoramic glass roof overhead, the rear climate zone has its own controls. The USB-C ports are well placed, and the seat cushion is long enough to support your thighs properly. That last detail is the one most manufacturers get wrong in this segment. Mercedes did not get it wrong here. 570 liters of boot space, around 20.1 cubic feet, with the seats up. That is 50 liters more than the BMW iX3. The 40-20-40 split means ski bags go in alongside 3 passengers without folding a seat. But the real story is under the front bonnet. 128 liters of frunk space, opened by pressing the Mercedes badge on the hood. No fumbling for a lever in the footwell. Press, lift, done. Charging cables, muddy boots, the bags you do not want in the main cabin. That frunk is bigger than the iX3's 17-liter cubby by a factor of 7. I did not expect practicality to be the detail that separates a Mercedes from a BMW, but here we are. 483 horsepower through 2 electric motors, 808 Nm of torque, 4.3 seconds to 100 km per hour, around 4.2 seconds to 60 miles per hour. The 800-volt architecture charges at up to 330 kilowatts, 10 to 80% in under 24 minutes. This specific car on the show floor has a WLTP range of 629 kilometers, around 391 miles, with the AMG Line wheels and equipment fitted. The price on the window of this car at Salzburg reads 93,348 euros list, 84,013 euros purchase price. That is a fully loaded GLC. 404 Matic with the Hyperscreen, AMG Line, the premium package, and the Burmester system. The base car in Germany starts at 71,281 euros. The BMW iX 350 xDrive starts at 70,900. For that 400 euros less, BMW gives you 805 kilometers of WLTP range versus this car's 629, and faster charging at up to 400 kilowatts. That range gap is real. 176 kilometers is not a rounding error. It is the difference between one charging stop and two on a long winter drive. If range is the decision, the BMW wins, and it is not close. But the iX3 does not have the interior this car has. It does not have the frunk. It does not have the air suspension from the S-Class. And it does not have the refinement that Mercedes has built into every surface you touch. Whether that experience is worth trading range for is a decision you make, not me. But this is the first electric Mercedes that makes the trade feel genuinely difficult. And that is not a sentence I expected to say after the EQC. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.